Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'd be fine. Cambridge Lower Secondary, Book 7, and today we are going to do few more questions of exercise 11.2, in which we are going to learn how to draw coordinates on graph using this graph paper. So let's start with question number 9, in which it says you can exchange 10 Swiss francs for 40 Polish zloty. So what basically is happening over here, for every 10 Swiss francs, 40 Polish zloty could be exchanged. It's just like for one USD, that is for one dollar, we can exchange like 300 Pakistani rupees. Okay. So for one US dollar, we can get 300 Pakistani rupees. So the conversion is like, if whatever number of USD we have, we'll simply multiply it by 300. 300 would be a constant number to get the number of Pakistani rupees or whatsoever. So similarly, we can say that we can exchange, if we can exchange 10 Swiss francs for 40 Polish zloty, so it is the ratio of 10 is to 40, that is 1 is to 4. It means that for 1 Swiss franc, we can exchange 1 Swiss franc for 4 Polish zloty. How are we going to draw this graph? So first we are going to draw the x-axis and y-axis on this one. So it's a x-axis and this will be the y-axis. You see, this is how first we are going to draw the x-axis and y-axis. This would be the origin. And how are we going to mark the points at x-axis? So let's take Swiss franc on x-axis. You can draw either of them on x-axis. Okay, so let's take Swiss franc on x-axis and Polish zloty on y-axis. But we have to keep in mind the points that are given to us. 10 Swiss franc, 40 Polish zloty. So let's take the difference of 10 every time on the x-axis. This would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, that's enough. And we're going to do the same on the y-axis. So it could be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Okay, so these are the coordinates that we have marked on the x-axis and y-axis. Now, if we look back to the question, it says you can exchange 10 Swiss francs. It means if we look at x-axis, we'll find the Swiss franc 10 is over here. Okay, it means we have to go straight at this point to mark the 10 Swiss franc against 40 Polish zloty. Where is 40 Polish zloty? It's here. So if we go straight in the right direction, these two lines will meet at this point, right? So it would be like for 10 Swiss franc, we will get 40 Polish zloty. Starting from 0, this point could be, because the graph will start from 0. Why? Because for 0 Swiss franc, we will get 0 Polish zloty, right? So the line will go like this. You see, students, what we did, we only marked one point that was given in the question, that is for 10 Swiss franc, we can get 40. So you can see that the line coincides at 10 and 40 over here. This is 10 at the x-axis and 40 on the y-axis, this coordinate, right? So this would be what we were asked to draw. Then they're saying you can exchange S Swiss franc for Z Polish zloty. Write a function to illustrate this. Students, keep in mind one thing, that whatever exchange you are provided with, just write down the smaller value on the right-hand side of the equation. It would be like Swiss franc has only 10 Swiss franc. It means we will write S over here, right? And since it is 10, so what we have to do, this equation would be like 10 and 40 over here. Why are we doing it like this? Because whatever number, whatever constant we will get, we will have to multiply it by 10 to get 40. So if 10 into 4 is equals to 40, S into 4 is equals to zloty. Do you understand? Whenever you are provided with the exchange rate for any two currencies, what you have to do, you have to take the smaller quantity, you have to keep it on the right hand side and write it down with the constant you have to choose that will give you the answer to the other currency. Like if we can exchange 10 Swiss franc for 40 Polish zloty, it means if we multiply 10 by 4, we will get 40 Polish zloty. So the equation would be like, if we take Polish zloty as y, so the equation would be y is equals to 4x. Or you can say that z is equals to 4s. So we can write it down as y is equals to 4x. You see? For every 10 Swiss franc, we are getting 40. And you can see that at 20, it is coinciding at 80, and for on 30 it is coinciding at 20, and same goes on. So it means there is a difference of 4x. This is how we have to draw this graph. Let's move to the next question. Question number 10. Sangeeta is 30 years younger than her mother. It means whatever is the age of her mother, Sangeeta is minus 30 to her mother's age. And it makes sense. If like her mother is 35 years, Sangeeta would be 35 minus 30 years. If her mother is 36 years, Sangeeta would be 36 minus 30. So it means minus 30 would be the constant. Let's say if Sangeeta is S years, so and her mother is M years, then the relation would be M minus 30, because whatever age is of the mother, we just have to subtract it by 30 to get the age of Sangeeta. And you can see it clearly written. Sangeeta is S is 30 years younger, means 30 years less. And we know 30 years less means minus 30. Then her mother. Then her mother means M. You see, whenever you come up with these type of equations where there is a subtraction sign given, like 30 years younger or 30 smaller or 30 less, whatever these words are used, then what you have to do, you just have to write it down using minus sign with the number, with that constant. So the constant would be here is minus 30 from the age of our mother. So whatever age is of the mother, you just have to subtract it by 30 to get the age of Sangeeta, right? Since it's clearly written in the equation. Now we have to show the relationship between their ages on a graph. Put Sangeeta's mother age on the horizontal axis. Earlier in question number 9, there was no compulsion, that is which quantity we have to write on the, keep on the horizontal axis, that is on the x-axis, and which one on the y-axis, that is the vertical axis. But in this particular question, we have to keep Sangeeta's mother's age on the horizontal axis. So let's start over here by drawing this straight line on the x-axis and on the y-axis. Okay, this is the origin, that is 0. And since we have to keep Sangeeta's mother's age on the horizontal axis, so we can say that this is the mother's axis and this is for Sangeeta. We cannot keep Sangeeta's age on x-axis because it's clearly mentioned in the question. Now, how are we going to write down Sangeeta's mother's age? So let's take the difference of 10. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? And for Sangeeta, we are going to take the same difference, that is like 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and so on, right? This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Now, how are we going to start? Since Sangeeta is 30 years younger than her mother, it means at the age of her mother as 30, Sangeeta was born. Sangeeta was 0 year old when her mother was 30 years old because there is an age gap of 30 years. It means when Sangeeta was born, her mother was 30 years. And whenever a child is born, he is 0 year old. It means when Sangeeta was 0, on the x-axis, her mother's age was 30. We can mark this point. This is the first point, right? And as her mother age starts to grow, that is, as she turned 35, Sangeeta would have turned only 5 years. We can say that when her mother was 35, Sangeeta was 5 years. You see, this is for the column of 5 years. So here the point would meet. And then when Sangeeta's mother turned 40, 40 minus 30 is 10. So Sangeeta would have been 10 years old. Then when Sangeeta's mother was 45, Sangeeta would have been 15, and so on. You see, this is how the graph would be drawn. So the line would be like this, right? And the equation would be, what is the value of y? Y is equals to x minus 30. You see, how is it y is equals to x minus 30? Because the graph started at the origin. It did not start from the origin, but it started when the value of x was 30, right? And the value of y was 0. So we can say that the value of y is equals to x minus 30, right? And now they're saying Sangeeta is Y years old and her mother is X years old. So we suppose that Sangeeta was S years old. So instead of writing S, we can write Y in place of Sangeeta's age, and her mother is X years old. So it would be like Y is equals to X minus 30. And it's clearly shown Y is equals to Sangeeta, and Sangeeta is 30 years younger than her mother. So we can say that Sangeeta is equals to mother's age minus 30. And since they are saying Sangeeta is Y years old, so we supposed Sangeeta as Y and her mother is X years old. So we supposed mother as X, and the equation would be Y is equals to X minus 30. That's it. Now in question number 11, first we have to understand that how can we build the graph, how can we build the lines, how can we draw the lines using the equations. First we have to understand the equations. They're saying there are two different lines. Y is equals to 2x, that is double of x, and y is equals to x plus 1, that is y is x more than 1, right? Whatever is the value of x, we just have to add 1 into it to find the value of y for the second line. But whatever is the value of x, we just have to double it to find the value of y. So we have to draw these two lines on the same axis. Means let us mark the origin at the center, right? Then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And for the y-axis, it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starting from the line y is equals to 2x. So suppose x is equals to 1. Okay. So if x is equals to 1, y would be 2 multiplied by 1 is equals to 2. You see, whatever is the value of x, the value of y would be its double. If x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2. If x is equals to 2, y is equals to 4. If x is equals to 3, y is equals to 6. If x is equals to 4, y is equals to 8. So this is you have to mark the points. And even if we go towards the negative points, if x is equals to minus 1, y is equals to minus 2. Let's join these points using the line, and the line would be like this. Is that clear? It's just like this. For whatever values for x we have, the value of y would be its double. That's it. So we can mark it as y is equals to 2x. What we did, we just suppose some of the values of x and doubled the values of y correspondingly. Kyun? Because the value of x and the value of y has a relation of y is equals to 2x. And we know that whatever constant is given, either it is multiplied or added or subtracted with the given variable. 2x means double of x is equals to y means the double of x is equals to y. Y is greater, not x is greater. Whenever there is a constant like 2x, 3x, 4x, 2 plus x, 3 plus x, it means the other variable would be greater. This is what you have to understand. Let us take some examples. If y is equals to 2x or y is equals to 3x or y is equals to 2 plus x or y is equals to 10 plus x or whatever. In these situations, the value of y is greater. Just write it down somewhere. Why? Because when we will multiply or add something into the value of x, then we will get the value of y. But if the situation is reversed, like y is equals to x upon 2 or y is equals to x upon 10 or y is equals to x minus 2 or y is equals to x minus 5. In all these situations, x would be greater, y is smaller. Why? Because when we will divide the value of x by something, we will get the value of y. And when we divide a number by any other number, the number gets smaller. So the value of y would be smaller. These type of relationships that you have to learn. So if y is equals to 2x means the value of y would always be greater than the value of x. Similarly, y is equals to x plus 1. In this case also, the value of y would be greater. Why? Because x plus 1 is equals to y. And that's what we have learned, that if we add something or multiply something into a given variable, then the value of the other variable would be greater. Okay, let's get back to y is equals to x plus 1. Y is equals to x plus 1 means if the value of x is equals to 1, y is equals to 1 plus 1, 2. If the value of x is 2, y is equals to 2 plus 1, 3. If the value of x is 3, y is equals to 3 plus 1, 4. Whatever is the value of x, the value of y would be 1 more than the value of x. So if x is equals to 1, the value of y is equals to 2. It means they will coincide on the first point that we marked for the line y is equals to 2x. But for the value of x is equals to 2, y is equals to 3. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. So you see this graph is different from the previous one, but both of the lines will meet at a point y is equals to 2. Do you understand, students? This is how we have to draw this particular graph. And both of these lines will meet at this point. Okay. So what's next? For the graph drawn in part A, where do the lines cross? The lines cross at this point where we have, this point is, the x coordinate is 1 and the y coordinate is 2. For the value of x1, the value of y is 2 is the same for the two lines y is equals to 2x and y is equals to x plus 1. And we can see clearly it's, if we substitute the value of x as 1 over here, 2 ones are 2. The value of y would be 2 in this situation. And in the second equation, x plus 1, if we substitute the value of x again with 1, the value of y would again be 2. So you see, For the same values of x, we have the same values of y only in this case. Therefore, the two lines will cross at this point. The two lines will meet, will intersect at point 1, comma 2. That is, the coordinate of x would be 1 and the coordinate of y would be 2. Now we have to investigate where the lines y is equals to 2x and y is equals to x plus k cross when k is an integer. It is saying that, for example, if we have some other constant apart from 1 in place of k, let's take any other integer. So where are the two lines gonna be meeting? So we can say that, let's suppose some other line. For this question, we can suppose some of the values for k. Let's suppose instead of 1, we can take any value in place of k. So if, let's say, k is equals to 2, then in place of k, we will write y is equals to x plus 2, right? So the graph for y is equals to x plus 2 would be like, if x is equals to 1, then the value of y would be 1 plus 2, 3, right? So it would be like over here. And similarly, if the value of x is equals to 2, then the value of y would be 4. It will come over here. Then for the value of x is equals to 3, y would be 3 plus 2, 5. So the graph would be like this. Okay. This line would be parallel to the previous line, that is for the equation of y is equals to x plus 1, but it would be above. This line was y is equals to x plus 1, and then this line above would be y is equals to x plus 2. And you can see both of these lines will cross, will meet at which point? At point y is equals to 2 and x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 4. Similarly, if we suppose the equation as y is equals to x plus 3, then the line would be, for the value of x as 1, the value of y would be 1 plus 3, 4. This line would start from 4. For the value of x as 0, the value of y would be 3. For the value of x as 1, the value of y would be 5. Right? This is how the line would be drawn over here. And this line again would be parallel to the previous two lines. And similarly, if we suppose, okay, so this line is y is equals to x plus 3. And similarly, if we keep on increasing the numbers in place of k, the line would keep on going above and above and above the line y is equals to x plus 1. But it would be parallel to all these lines having the value y is equals to x plus k, right? But in this case, if we will investigate, let us suppose we have taken y is equals to x plus 4. In this case, we are talking about the line y is equals to x plus 4. For the value of x as 0, the value of y would be 4. Similarly, for the value of x as 1, y would be 5, right? So this line would be over here. And the line would cut both the points at this point. You see? At this point where the value of x is 4 and the value of y is 8. And we can see, now we can see, we can compare the two equations. If y is equals to 2x and y is equals to x plus k, and we are saying k is equals to 4, then at which point are they coinciding with each other? It's 4 and 8. So if, let's say, y is equals to 2 into 4, and then x plus 4, and let's take y is equals to x. In place of x, we are taking 4 on both sides. You see, we are taking 4 in place of x on both sides. So it would be y is equals to 8 and y is equals to 8. So for the value of x as 4, the value of y would be 8 in both the situations. When the constant is 4. So we can generalize the formula. The two lines y is equals to 2x and y is equals to x plus k will cross each other when the values of k and x becomes equal to each other. Let's say if y is equals to 2 into 3 and on the other hand y is equals to 3 plus 3. Both the values of k and x, we suppose the value of k and x becomes equal. In both the cases, we will get the same answer because 2 into 3 is equals to 6 and 3 plus 3 also 6. Similarly, if we take the value of k and x as 4, the answer to this would be 2 fours are 8, and for this one, it would be 4 plus 4 is equals to 8. You see, it means for the two equations, if the values of k and x becomes equals to each other, the answer to both would be the same. So both lines will meet when the values of k and x becomes equal to each other. This is a generalized equation we will get. So it will be 2 5s are 10, y is equals to 10 and y is equals to 10 as well. And similarly, if y is equals to 2 into k, that is if we suppose y becomes the value of x becomes k, so we can also see that for this equation, it would be same as well. Y is equals to 2 into k is equals to y is equals to 2k. And for the value of x is equals to k as well, it becomes k plus k is equals to 2k. So you can see if the values of x and k becomes equal to each other, the points will meet, will cross, or will intersect each other at that particular point. So you can see in each of the cases, this is common. Right? So here we have completed all the questions of exercise 11.2. Inshallah, we'll start the next exercise in a couple of days. Until then, take care and do share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. Allah Hafiz.